Brittany Cudzilo, and I currently serve as the vice president of the Galactosemia Foundation. I have four children, and my first two do not have galactosemia. And so it was with my third child that I found out galactosemia exists and kind of the role of the rare disease community and how much rare disease affects families personally. And then as we started the clinical trial that Ansel's in, who is my third child, I found out I was pregnant with my fourth child, and she was diagnosed with galactosemia also kind of in the midst of this clinical trial. So galactosemia affects everybody so differently. So my personal experience with it through Ansel, who's almost 6, started really early. She did not sit by herself until she was almost a year old. She didn't crawl or walk until she was 18 months old. So we knew pretty early that the disease was affecting her motor skills. She also didn't really babble like other babies. She didn't start to develop words. We were at her 2-year pediatric appointment, and she maybe had 15 to 20 words, and most of them were very hard to understand. So we found out early that she was going to be one of the more severe patients of this disease. And as she continued to grow and develop, she just fell further and further behind her peers. And, that is kind of hard to do in preschool years because it's such a wide variety of typical development for that age, yet she was already showing that she wasn't going to be able to keep up. She, by the age of 3, when kids start to talk about their friendships or their buddies on the playground or what they're playing, she could not do that. She did not have typical friendships, very social, and would play next to other kids and was likable, but she could not say, I played with this person. This is what we played. We're going to play that again tomorrow. So the bonding with other kids wasn't happening. And then in the midst of this, COVID hits. And so we had to, kind of pivot a little bit on how to figure out how she was growing because we didn't have as many peers around to figure that out. But by the time she started the clinical trial, she was almost 4, and she was showing developmentally that she was 12 to 18 months behind her peers. So we have really struggled with almost, I call it long-term toddler development, where you kind of watch your toddler grow and they get better speech and they start understanding more, they start having memories, and they start bonding with people, and all that happens over time, but gradually, and we just weren't seeing that. So I felt like my 4-year-old was still like a 2-year-old, and I was having to navigate that in our life and our margin, and so just difficult. It's just takes up a lot of our time, the tantrums and the speech issues and the memory issues. It just kind of can take over our family.